The Anatolian sun beat down on the ancient stones of Constantinople, baking the cracked marble of the Hippodrome. Emperor Constantine, peering through a slit in the legendary Theodosian walls, surveyed the army arrayed before him with profound confusion. He had prepared for Ottoman turbans and crescent moon banners. Instead, he saw a sea of green, with a myriad of low riders, and a truly alarming number of gold chains. The Grove Street families had arrived. At the head of this peculiar host stood Carl Johnson. He was surrounded by his fellow Grove Street OGs. However, conspicuous by his absence was the one known as Big Smoke. He had abandoned the siege in order to raid the local Cluckin' Bell. CJ shouted up at the battlements, his voice carrying over the silent, tense plain.
You could run or get a beat. Easy choice, huh?
He offered the besieged emperor a simple deal. Open the gates peacefully to allow for a ceremonial low-rider cruise down the Meuse, and perhaps a visit to a chariot detailing service. Constantine, who only understood Greek, turned to his general.
What does the barbarian say? Does he demand tribute? The crown?
Before the emperor could complete his rebuttal, the assault began. But this was not like any siege he had studied. Instead of trebuchets, the Grove Street families deployed their secret weapon, OG Loke, who began a freestyle rap so devastatingly offbeat and lyrically bankrupt that it caused several defenders to voluntarily jump from the ramparts to escape the auditory assault. Ryder, having purloined a massive battering ram, immediately started smashing the Theodosian walls. The city's defenders responded with their famed Greek fire.
Shit, CJ! Shit!
Sweet Johnson would then take command. A makeshift projectile was assembled, a purloined statue of Hercules, to whose chest was tied a satchel of what Ryder had marketed as the Wet, was launched. It sailed over the walls and landed directly in the central fire. The subsequent explosion and fires resulted in the sortie of a considerable amount of Roman soldiers. The final blow came from Big Smoke. Having finally finished his raid on the Cluckin' Bell, Smoke was experiencing a digestive emergency. He relieved himself with deadly flatulence, an unholy stench, the product of 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda, was released and carried over the walls where it knocked out the remaining defenders who were already weary from the fumes the intense fires had caused. CJ strolled into the Hagia Sophia, kicking a discarded imperial diadem out of his way. He looked at the magnificent dome, the glittering mosaics. The moment of triumph was interrupted by the chirping of his cell phone. On the other end, his brother was already strategizing, outlining the need to return to base and secure the Grove. As he looked at a hastily drawn map of the new Grove Street Ottoman Empire, a weary sigh escaped CJ's lips.
Oh shit, here we go again.